Welcome in to Walmart Broadcasting and Walmart Digital's coverage of the 89th Annual Lee County Fair Parade. The Fair and Rodeo Parade on a Saturday morning. I'm Dawn Morgan along with TJ Miracle. Good morning, TJ.
Good morning, and great to be here on a partly cloudy morning. Not too uncomfortable yet. Of course, moving it to the mornings last year, second year doing it in the morning, makes it a lot cooler experience for everyone. So
this is actually, we were just debating and trying to figure out for sure. This is at least our third, probably our fourth, the fourth time that we have done parade coverage for you on our video. We did a couple of years, 1 or 2 years, when it was in the afternoon. And then, of course, last year when they moved it to the morning. And everyone I've talked to has really enjoyed the moving it to the morning hours because, A, it's not as hot. And usually in the morning, this time of year, we have some clouds like this, some light cloud cover that usually is gone by the middle of the day, by noon, and a little bit of a breeze that is a little stronger in the morning. And today, it's coming out of from the east, and I'm kind of feeling it. I'm kind of trying to figure if it's more for the northeast or the southeast, but it is blowing across us from left to right as you're looking at your screen. And as you're looking, you can tell where is the parade. We're just starting a few minutes early because it is after 10 o'clock, and the parade time is supposed to be 10, but they often run a few minutes later than that as they plan and get all the entrants in line and organized and ready to roll.
And I know it's a little like herding cats over there a lot of times, especially since they moved the lineup over to the football stadium.
Exactly, and I think that was probably a pretty good move as well, just because they used to have it over here at Bob's Thriftway in the parking lot, and I think there is more room actually at the Wildcat. It's more open spaces. There's more room, and yes, it's a longer lineup coming down the avenue to get to Avenue D, to get down that street. It's a longer way down there, but they used to have everything kind of marked off, and you had to find your number and get in space, and then all of that. So I think that this is probably a better move. It's a little bit longer for the parade to go before it gets to the parade route, but I think that gives them a chance to get everything, all the bugs worked out before it gets to that point and turns the corner and starts the parade route proper, which is the beginning of the parade route is actually at Avenue D, and the cross street over there is I actually can't see the
they don't have it. They don't have it up,
marked.
So.
Okay. Yeah, and I can't remember. I've been down that street a million times. It's Wildcat Boulevard is what I call it, because that's the street where you turn in to the high school gym, and everything is the gym and the tennis courts and everything are along that, and of course the baseball field and the corner where the Wildcat Stadium is. So, yeah, it's a good morning for it. And even as we were driving in before 9 this morning, there were people already set up along the parade route. We came in and they
Avenue D and 9th.
9th Street. Okay, that's 9th Street. So even though when we turned onto Avenue D, we could see people starting, already here out of their cars, getting set and getting ready for this parade. So I know that the turnout along the parade route is going to be hopefully excellent as it always is. And it's the same parade route as always, just a straight shot down Avenue D going east, then turning north on Main Street, and then ending a few blocks north of the courthouse on Main Street. So it's an easy parade route to follow. It's along two main thoroughfares, which makes it easy for people to find places to park and to sit and to watch. So we welcome everybody into it. Some people may be joining us and watching live as it happens. Even people along the parade route sometimes do that. We welcome that. And of course, this recording often gets watched afterwards so that people in the parade can sit and watch the parade, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course, we are today on the Lee County News and Sports YouTube channel, HobbsAmerica.com, and also on the Z94 KZOR Facebook page. And our coverage is brought to you today and for the whole Fair and Rodeo by.
We've got a lot of great sponsors to mention. And as you said, TJ, these are not just sponsors for the parade, but for all of our Fair and Rodeo coverage, our live broadcast from our booth, which will, pick up Wednesday through Saturday nights this coming week. It covers everything except we'll have a different exclusive sponsor for our video coverage of the Junior Livestock Fair and Rodeo. But your sponsors for our our 89th annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo experience from the parade and the other broadcasts are Cowboy Corner Feed and Supply, DNC Electric, Wright's Amusements, Got Safety, Carter's Thriftway, GVI Law Firm, and LECO. And the others, TJ, are Pettigrew and Associates, Rent-A-Center, Hungry Critters, Chapel of Hope, and Lucky Family of Excellence. So we have a dozen different.
I left my sponsor list in the car.
Oh,
so
well,
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I thought, yeah, I knew that you had written it down. I wrote mine down.
Oh, I wrote
off
it down.
Of
I
yours.
just didn't.
That's right. And so I knew but I figured we both would. You're going to be running camera once the Fair and Rodeo parade begins. But I'll keep my list handy and just remind you of these great sponsors because they are, putting money out there, putting their money where their mouth is, and not just saying that they support Lee County, but and all over the activities, especially Lee County Fair and Rodeo. But they're paying to be sponsors and to have their names out there and associated with our broadcast, and we appreciate that to everyone on that list. So we'll remind you about those from time to time. TJ,
you see them there at the bottom of your screen too. So
right, and. You'll be able to see those, appreciate those, and remember, those are the people who are supporting events. You might want to think about supporting their businesses and their organizations as well. We can see the very beginning of the parade as it's moving up 9th Street and getting ready for the beginning of the parade, and it's going to be led by a color guard.
I believe that's the Sheriff's Honor Guard, yeah.
The Sheriff's Honor Guard, color guard, will be at the very, very beginning of this parade. We'll have a lot of law enforcement represented. We know from being out at the Fair and Rodeo, we were at our booth last night and talking with some of the Hobbs Police and Fire and some of the Sheriff's Office. I was talking with Under Sheriff Michael Walker as well, and Lee County Sheriffs. I think they had their basic patrols out, among the county, but everybody else was pulled in to work fair and rodeo duty on the fairgrounds. And that's amazing. That department's probably about 70 people strong, something like that, so 70 deputies strong. So that's pretty amazing. So I think it's, I'm going to go ahead and stand up. Our flags are coming by, our honor guard. We don't have a band playing or anything, but it's definitely important to stand and acknowledge.
My hat is removed, but I can't stand up because our tripod's not that tall.
I have a sun visor, not an actual hat on. So we want to thank the Lee County Sheriff's Office and thank all of those men and women who serve and help, especially do double duty. And I think all law enforcement during this is another one of those holidays and times when it's all hands on deck. That's a lot of hands. It's a lot of vehicles. It's a lot of folks. So we say thank you. There's a red, white, and blue. I don't think I've seen that before. It's a Lee County Sheriff's vehicle that's very patriotic.
Yeah, their Community Engagement Resource Team vehicle.
Oh, excellent. CERT, Community Engagement Resource Team. Their CERT, Lee County Sheriff's CERT. And then there's the DARE. This is to resist drugs and violence, their DARE team. They have their own pickup for that, and their own team for that. Then they have their SWAT vehicle, I guess. I guess that's one of their tactical response vehicles, their SWAT vehicle.
Aaron, could we get that for a remote vehicle?
that's pretty cool.
I worked at a station once that had an Army surplus Humvee.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And yes, it was a pain in the butt to move around.
And now after our Lee County Sheriff's Office represented, now we have Lee County government. So Lee County government, a lot of the employees, Lee County Board of Commissioners, of course, as well. And say thank you to the hard work that they all do, and say thank you very much to Lee County government. So it's great to see. It's a pretty, and of course, during this time of year, anybody associated with the fairgrounds, the fair office, the staff, anybody and everybody doing extra work, deserving lots of recognition. Then we have some royalty. We have some of the fair and rodeo royalty. Of course, we've got Queen and Princess levels for the fair and rodeo and Hispanic heritage as well. The Hispanic heritage royalty were crowned and recognized and presented to everybody yesterday evening.
And a good crowd on hand at the fairgrounds last night for the Hispanic Heritage Celebration.
Yeah, it was a
bit packed, especially when we were driving out. People parked all the way down to Chaparral Park, basically,
yeah,
and still coming
absolutely.
in. And that was about 9:30, I guess, last night.
Yeah, and the headliners, I guess, were about to take the stage or taking the stage
I believe
around
so.
that
Yeah,
time,
around 9:30. For Los Huracanes del Norte.
Yeah, so there were 3 big concerts last night. And the fairgrounds, I guess, very well attended, looked pretty packed. You know, we might take this opportunity as we see some more of do we just see some John Deere? We see some golf carts.
I believe that's emergency management and the Lee County Road Department now.
Excellent. So more county government, more county services that work hard to provide for us to keep our roads, upgraded, kept, and the maintenance for all of that, roads, lights, water. You keep your power on, you keep your water going, you keep your roads, all of that. The county, the cities in the county, especially county for county land, there's a lot of that. Responsible, doing hard work, good work every day. This is our chance to say thank you.
And something new that I know the emergency management folks have added is the American Kennel Club Pet Disaster Relief.
Yeah, awesome.
They have partnered with a whole bunch of folks for that. And often in natural disasters, we forget the pets. I know Lee County Humane Society really pushing that hard, and Lee County stepping up to add some ability to do that when disaster strikes.
So awesome. Again, the county looking to see, okay, we're pretty well funded. We've got money. We have needs. What do we do next? What do we provide for? What new service and area can we provide for? Lee County Environment Department, always huge, huge, huge. We appreciate what they do. And environment, I mean, without them, our trash, piles up where we have problems out, on land. And so Environment Department, very, very important. Lee County 911 with some special guests up on top. TJ, I think that was
I got the fire dog.
Yeah, I think that was awesome. Now we have
the
Fabiola,
Hispanic Heritage Royalty.
Right, Hispanic Heritage, and a lot of folks who go into doing that. There are a lot of adults, who have to corral and coordinate and administer those programs. Otherwise, we don't have royalty, and we don't have it. These young ladies don't have an opportunity to not just get titles, but gain experience, to get money, to earn money, win money, scholarship money, further their educations, and so forth. And then
this is our Grand Marshal for this year.
And we say thank you very much, our Grand Marshal, to our annual Lovington and Lee County Fair and Rodeo Parade. So, yeah, they're giving us a good wave all the way around. So thank you very much. And then there's a little bit of a gap because there's a big truck with a long flatbed on it that needs a lot of room and time to make that turn onto Avenue D. So, and this is a big one. This is your Lovington Wildcats football team, I believe.
It is. We are 20 days away from the start of the 2025 football season. Of course, you'll be able to see all the Lovington games, all the Lee County games, HobbsAmerica.com, and on those teams' YouTube channels.
And we're going to see, I think, as they make the turn, the coaches are saying, hey, they're telling the players to go ahead and get up and
take a walk.
Get up, take a walk. Let people see you.
Of course, they've been going on.
Yeah,
go ahead. They've been doing 2-a-days here lately, and so they've been very busy. Of course, Coach Bailey will be in his second season at the helm. Lovington, a 5A squad, and made the playoffs last year. At one point, we're number one team in the state.
You bet. So these guys encouraged to do some walking and kind of say hello and wave and maybe shake some hands along the parade route. So some of them are going to be walking along, some of them riding. Some of the ones who maybe were the slowest on the 2-a-days, they may be having to walk.
They may be having to walk. That is a distinct possibility.
But we say thank you very much, Coach.
If Coach Bailey is anything like Coach Butler was back when I was in school, then they may be walking because they messed up in practice.
Right. Now, a lot of them are seeing kids and people, and they're going out to shake hands and say hello and to thank people for their support coming out to games. And then we had, I think, one of the Spirit Squads.
The cheerleaders,
yeah, Spirit Squads. And we have some excellent programs for cheer and spirit. There's some Lady Wildcats. Yay!
Volleyball team. We'll
Yep.
have select Lovington Lady Cat volleyball games for you on HobbsAmerica.com, Lovington Sports YouTube.
Right, and that's a football program, I guess. The football season, as you said, 3 weeks from last night is the first game. Lovington will be at Hobbs for that first game. Then we have another Lady Cat soccer team. This is the Lady Cat soccer team. They're out kicking the soccer balls. I think that's kind of fun. So, and shaking hands and meeting people. And so thank you very much. Spirit squads. I think
Taylor
this is,
Middle School.
There you go. And everybody is Wildcats now. I noticed that. It's all, we don't have like different mascots, at the what used to be junior high, now middle school levels. Everybody, all those mascots are all Wildcats. Of course, in Lovington, it's just the one school, the one middle school. In Hobbs, of course, you've got different ones. That's kind of a difference.
Now Lovington Chamber just coming by.
And the Lovington Chamber of Commerce, thank you very much. They're the ones who coordinate this parade every year. And beyond that, this is one of the many, many events and things that they have their hands into. And they do hard work and have a great staff. The Lovington Chamber of Commerce, thank you very much for the work you do all year long, and especially in coordinating, organizing this annual fair and rodeo parade. I think we had at least 80 participants, maybe up to about 100 today.
Between 80 and 100.
Okay.
So there's
pretty healthy parade.
When we got the lineups late yesterday, I think I counted, and I think there was about 80. But there's always people like, oh, I forgot to send my thing in, and of course
right.
they're nice over at the chamber office, and they say, yeah, come on, we'll just tack you onto the end there.
And this
Science Olympiad
team. So we have not just a good, strong tradition of athletic excellence and participation in Lovington, but also academic teams and academic competitions, and they've been great. I was talking about our champion athletic teams, then a good tradition of spirit and award-winning and state champions in spirit, cheerleading, cheer, and then as well in a lot of the academic teams that they've put together. So we have lots of good academics and athletics coming out of Lovington Municipal Schools, and that's awesome to see. And all of our Lee County schools as well. We've got very strong teams and competitors in the other non-sport type, events and organizations. So keep it coming. It's all good. The more the better, as they say. And we've got a lot of better. There are some kids getting out there and getting some of the free lays. I like that. The Science Olympiad, handing out free lays to go around the kids' necks. So the kids going out there. And then we have,
I believe that's Lee County Cinderella Organization.
All right. There we have some strong pageant organizations that people often do for their kids and through their kids. And sometimes the kids enjoy that as well and get good rewards and prizes. Then we have
looks like the Catholic Youth Group.
Yeah, the St. Thomas Catholic Youth Group. St. Thomas Church in Lovington, very, very big, popular, strong. We have another cheer team.
Yeah, it's Tatum High School.
Yeah. So, and of course, Tatum just up the road a ways, about, 18-20 miles north of Lovington?
I believe so, yeah.
And so it's nice to see their participation. This is a Lee County fair and rodeo event. It's the Lee County Fair and Rodeo Parade, so it is countywide. Strategic merch, real results.
From Trust Point.
Right.
Aaron, there's another lead for you, bud.
Trust Point with a nice little parade. Oh, they're blowing bubbles off of that one. I like that. You can see that. And the wind is picking it up with even some bubbles here. The non-emergency shuttle service for Nor-Lee Hospital. Thank you, Nor-Lee. They're expanding. They're growing. It's amazing. They provide clinic services throughout Lee County, and they have their main campus here that they're continuing to expand. Nor-Lee Hospital. Without them, boy, I tell you what, Nor-Lee and Covenant, we really are blessed to have them. David Shaw and his entire staff and family of medical services and providers. Great. AOS, thank you very much. Big support.
Cheerleaders there.
Right. So one of the cheer squads that helps kids. It's a feeder program, really, before cheerleading at the middle school and high school levels. And the Shriners and their mini cars. Please look for the Shriners. Don't run over them.
Yes, I did one year. It wasn't pleasant. And I think I'm still banned from from being
From
anywhere
driving
close
a vehicle
and from being
in the
anywhere.
parade.
Hey, it was his fault. He cut in front of me. So
Well, the Shriners, they do important work that helps children, the Shrine Clubs. And more cheer. This is Hobbs High School. This is varsity freshman cheer. And it seems like the number of cheer keeps growing. That's the only thing that is alarming to me sometimes is that the cheer squads continue to grow, and sometimes it takes away, it makes some of the athletes make choices between whether they're going to be on a sports team, on a competitive sports team in one of the sports, or whether they're going to be on a cheer squad. And that's the only thing I hate, is that it forces a choice and sometimes robs the sports teams of some really good players. And of course, it's hard work on a daily basis to be on a sports team, and to make that decision sometimes it's a tough one to have to do, I know. And we end up with strong programs all the way throughout, but sometimes I think our sports teams could be a little bit bigger. Right behind them was Alico.
was the Special Olympics.
That's right, Special Olympics. Thank you very much, Special Olympics. And some other radio stations as well. And then we have, it looks like more, is it a team,
I believe it's
or
a
more cheer?
club volleyball team.
Club volleyball, all right. Again, some of those club teams at the early level for, late elementary and middle school sometimes, are good feeder programs for the actual athletic teams at the school level. So we appreciate those clubs that introduce kids to different sports and give them a chance to try something and to see if they like it and how good they are at it. They want to continue to work and have to work hard on a daily basis and compete at least once a week, if not more, in true athletic competitions on those sports teams. So that's tough work to choose to be an athlete on those teams, and we say thank you for doing that. And thank you for the parents and the organizations that provide for that. And behind that,
more club volleyball, looks like.
all right, so a lot of the club teams, club organizations for different sports, we say thank you. Takes a lot of parental involvement for that, and money too, because those are club sports and people pay to do that. Whereas when the kids are in school, you're still buying certain number of things and paying for your kids and paying to go places, but a lot of your kids' expenses are paid through participating at the school level and not in private clubs. We also have we had a little bit of a break in the parade. They do take pauses. Oh, it's worth noting too, TJ, that beyond us, of course, we're catching, this is the very beginning of the parade route as they turn from 9th Street onto Avenue D, and a few blocks to the east, they will the corner where the bands,
the
corner where
Avenue D Park.
Yeah, at the corner where the bands actually form up and will march into the parade. They will join the parade and be ready for it. And then we have Lee County Humane Society. Love that. A great mascot. And they do great work. Lee County Humane Society. Thank you very much. And a Houston cheer squad.
And now our friends from Star Care.
Star Care, one of the great organizations providing at-home medical services and hospice medical services. So thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for the Star Care. I have a personal experience and history with that business and those people, and I have to say it was helpful and positive, very much so.
Then our friends at Nowell Pharmacy here in Lovington.
Nowell Pharmacy. So thank you very much for the...
And I'm having nightmares about the Nowell Jeep. I had a friend in high school that had an old Army surplus Jeep. It will go anywhere as long as it's running.
Okay. Well, theirs looks a lot newer and nicer, I think, than
Bonger's Jeep probably was. That is probably
good.
true.
So.
Of course, as you mentioned, the bands, because of where we set up, we cannot catch the bands on the video stream. But, of course, hats off to the Big Blue Band and, of course, the Hobbs Eagle Band, the Hobbs Eagle High School Band, the largest marching band in the state of New Mexico.
Yes.
And always do a fantastic job. And they've been working hard, and band camp, summer band, whatever it's called now.
Yep, they usually, at least it was it may not be the same anymore, but back in the day, I was in band, you were as well. We had to report like on August 1st. I mean, 2 full weeks before school began.
Yeah, we reported the same.
marching.
Yeah, we reported the same day that the football and volleyball did for 2 days.
Right.
A lot of times I got 4 days because I had 2 for band and 2 for football.
Wow. Well, we had band camp.
And yes, I had no problem sleeping. So
we had band camp, and we did it early in the morning until about noon. So that took up all, half of our day, and we were out there usually about 7:30, and we had marching practice. We had to march and get ready to be in this parade because this was the first event of the season, and I think it probably still is for both Lovington and Hobbs bands. All right, so behind that,
that's Still Now Pharmacy, as we've got another one coming up here. Not sure who this is now. I can see now it's the Republican Party of Lee County.
Oh, okay. And, of course, Republican Party headquarters there on North Turner in Hobbs, where it has been for as long as I can remember. It was, it was a woman's civic club before the Lee County Republican Party took it over. I think they shared it for a while, and then the women's civic club was a thing of the past, and then the Republican Party simply, continued to be in that place. But that's the Republican Party of Lee County, so... And then
Randall
we have
Pettigrew.
and Pettigrew and
Mrs.
Associates,
Pettigrew.
one of our sponsors. Thank you very much. She's waving and got a nice-looking, sharp-looking car there. We want to say thank you very much to Pettigrew and Associates, one of our sponsors for Lee County Fair and Rodeo parade coverage, as well as our Fair and Rodeo broadcast, along with Cowboy Corner Feed and Supply, DNC Electric, Wright's Amusement, Got Safety, Carter's Thriftway, GVI Law Firm, Leco, Rent-A-Center, Hungry Critters, Chapel of Hope, and the Lucky Family of Excellence. So thank you very much to all of our sponsors, including Pettigrew and Associates. And, of course, Randall Pettigrew is a representative from Hobbs to the state legislature. So thank you very much to the hard work that he does. And I know his wife is very much a part of a lot of that, and a big support to him. And they consider themselves a team in that respect, and as well as a team in owning and operating Pettigrew and Associates. So it's a terrific opportunity to say thank you very much and see them. And then behind them we have, of course, now it is political season. We have elections coming up, and we have some elections coming up in November of this year, and then another biggie, coming up every 2 years, coming up next year as well. So we're always in an election cycle. So we have candidates who are doing that. Now we have Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts.
Cub Scouts, that's right.
From here in Lovington, the Lovington Pack and Troop.
Yeah, and a nice big representation there on that float. Yeah,
always prepared.
That is the motto.
Yes, I was a Boy Scout, and a Cub Scout too, for that matter.
That's right. And then I think we have Highland. This is Highland Bears.
It is.
But instead of, they're allowing the different mascots, but it's all black and gold instead of having different colors. I think for the middle schools in Hobbs now, it's all black and gold, and it's Highland Bears. I know I was a Highland Bear. Go Bears. Houston. Oh, gosh, I can't remember. Houston Demons?
I believe that is correct.
Houston Demons, and then the Heiser
Hornets.
Hornets, that's right, Heiser Hornets.
I'm not even from Hobbs, and I knew that
I was
one.
having trouble. I was thinking it's been a long time since I thought about it. What is the carriage? That's a beautiful.
I believe that is Miss Teen Hobbs.
Okay. So, again, more pageant royalty, and a beautiful carriage, a white, gold gilt, lovely. I'm sure they trot that out for different events. There's more political candidates, and I think we're sort of staying away from, we don't want to sound like we're endorsing any one candidate, but we will say, you can see them on your video, and we definitely thank everyone who is willing to jump into political public service in the political arena, and who is serving in different roles in government, and who's running and wants to serve in different jobs and different positions. So thank you very much.
And there is Heiser.
There's Heiser. They're Go Hornets. That's right.
I know that hurts you to say because you're from Highland.
I know, but that's okay. They were blue. They used to be, Heiser was blue and white. Houston was red and white. Houston Demons, red and white. And then Highland was green and white with the Highland Bears. So now it's all black and gold in support of the Eagles. That's the Hobbs High Eagle colors. And C-Tech.
Great new building that's becoming kind of the standard for buildings across the country. Hobbs High, Hobbs Schools should be very proud of that.
Training with their career training and technology program. Very big new part of Hobbs Municipal Schools. Thank you. Lee County State Bank right behind them.
Of course, our friends, Lee County State Bank. Offices here in Lovington and, of course, in Hobbs.
Right. And we have more political candidates and who are represented, running for different offices. We've seen so far some state offices, I think, for
we have.
We've seen candidates for Hobbs government offices, now for county offices. And we passed the sheriff's posse, the Lee County Sheriff's Posse ride out. They were about halfway between Hobbs and Lovington when we passed them, the ride out. So I don't know if some of these horses who are represented were part of the ride out, or whether they simply joined, formed up at the parade. I don't think we saw horses in the parade last year.
Yeah, I think we did.
Did we?
I'd have to go back and look. But
okay. So it's nice to see some folks on horseback, since this is the Lee County Fair and Rodeo Parade. It's very appropriate to have horses in the parade.
Got Safety, one of our great sponsors too.
Got Safety. Hey, what a great float! They really worked on that. They did. It looks really great. Of course, they're famous for oil field and other companies' safety services, programs, projects, everything you need in the way of safety. Got Safety. Got it.
I got it.
Yeah. In fact, I just visited with Rosa, who is, of course, owner-manager of Got Safety in the studios earlier this week. So it was nice to visit with her. And they were recording their messages that you hear during their Lee County Fair and Rodeo Parade. So not just the parade, but our coverage as well, our broadcast. So thanks to Got Safety. And then we have Celebration.
Tatum Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, and they work hard. Tatum, a small community, but mighty. They like to say they're a small but mighty, and that's true. The people in Tatum, you have to wear a lot of hats. You have to be very busy and do a lot of things when you live in a small town, a small community. And we have some cars, some cool tricked out, the Corvette Club,
Lee County Corvette Club,
yeah. Lee County Corvette Club, looking
Michael,
nice.
you need to work on this because these are all running, my friend. Yes, I'm going to, our buddy on Cool 95.7, our morning guy, he has a 1977 Corvette that runs sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, if you expect to get that out and, I don't know, be in parades and do things like that and even get from one community, get from one place to another, it has to be running. It has to be reliable transportation. And the owners of these amazing, some classic Corvettes and some, simply newer Corvettes. It's a variety. You see a little bit of everything. It's nice to see them all and hear them. Yes,
yeah, they can be quite loud. Yeah, nice variety.
It's a big club. A lot of representation this year.
Variety of C3, C4, C5s.
Wow. Now, you're the car guy. I don't know much about that, but you do.
Then we have the odd Charger, who's Challenger, who's coming into the Lee County Corvette Club, and a classic Mustang behind that.
They did put him right behind.
That's true.
They made him get behind the Corvettes. So.
And then
okay.
Of course, sometimes with Corvettes you have to have a trailer because they. Somebody lost a flag there.
Yeah, it was coming undone. She got it ready. She got it right.
And a 60, I believe that's a 65 Mustang convertible.
That's the loud one, I guess. That's it.
Yeah, it's the Dodge. So.
Okay.
And from the Corvette Club, that is
a
65 Mustang convertible.
Wow,
actually.
That's pretty cool.
There's our buddy Sav. The KZOR, Kicks 103, Cool 95.7, Eagle 100.5 Cruiser, KPZA Cruiser.
Exactly.
Sav doing quintuple duty with parade
we don't have all
stuff.
The signs out on that.
I think some of them are on the other side.
So maybe on that. So even though you are only seeing KZOR, of course, it's only one of several stations. We have 5 radio stations in Hobbs, and yes, KZOR is one of them. But KPZA, Kicks 103, Cool 95.7, and Eagle 100.5.
And of course, we are on the
so he
KZOR
is representing
YouTube
all
channel.
of them with that vehicle. Thank you. It's Walmart Broadcasting, family of radio stations, and Walmart Digital. Thank you very much. You're watching and listening on Lee County News and Sports YouTube.
HobbsAmerica.com and on the Z94 KZOR Facebook page.
All right. So there we have
Farmacia Levinka.
Yes. And it looks like they've got some good-looking, some produce, and there's some coolers and They're showing off, what they have, and even a butcher's counter. I like that. See, they've got a little butcher's counter with on the end of that, so that's clever. It's a little representation of their carniceria, their brick and mortar where you go and get good stuff to eat and drink, put on the grill, and keep your family fed. Tatum Fire Department again. Hey. Not sure who that is.
It's Jonathan Senna.
Jonathan Senna, there he is. I'm
Former
sorry.
Commissioner Jonathan Senna.
I'm sorry, I was catching a glare off of the board. Yeah. Jonathan's, okay.
Another political candidate.
Yeah, another political candidate. Sorry, I kind of broke my rule there. I didn't mean to say that. I'm trying to be fair to everybody. And coming right on the heels of that Tatum Fire Department.
I'll make us up here. Of course, we saw his opponent, Dwayne Pinnock, earlier. So now we have equal time.
Okay,
so
there you go. I like that. And then in Trench, and they've got a little, they've got some music on there. Yeah, they've got they've got some music on there. Hey. All right. Well, very nice. We're hearing some personal messages right there, so thank you very much. He's doing reverse play-by-play here, right? Yeah, we're supposed to be doing the play-by-play for the Very nice. All right.
Well, when you know everybody in the county, it seems like.
Well, it is nice to be acknowledged. It's nice to be acknowledged from people who seek you out for your services. That's why we're getting some extra attention on that. We were sought out. We didn't seek it. We were sought out for advertising and for services and coverage. So,
of course, now some more political statewide candidates for lieutenant governor and governor. That race will be coming up in a couple of years.
That's right. And it seems like everybody's lining up super early for 2026, for the November 2026 elections. We're getting, again, it's really interesting how some of these races are people of, for a full 2 years out and away, already started getting that political cycle started early, for themselves and their candidacies. So, and we have some
more political, looks like.
More political, more folks making political statements and being a part of.
Tells me instead of just seeing their vehicles, we'll actually see the candidates probably this time next year.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Huh. And we have. Yeah, I know as we get closer to these various elections, we'll start hearing a lot more and seeing a lot more from them. But all of the politicians, pop up for the parades and are part of that, whether they're actually in an election that year or if it's going to be, the following year or not. So they make themselves, usually, if they're smart, they make themselves visible in events like this. And an awful lot of them do take advantage of being able to be at least ride, at least have a vehicle with signs on it, and some go far beyond that, as we've seen with.
I believe that is a 70, maybe a 71 Skylark.
Wow, Buick Skylark? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Being used as a political vehicle.
Right.
But Buick, very underrated muscle cars from that era, I might add.
You think so?
I don't think so. I know so.
Okay. Well, I'm with you. Like I said, you're the car guy. I just nod and smile and go along with it. So I wouldn't know the Buick Skylark from, I would be able to tell it from a Corvette. The big ones, the major ones, I can tell the difference. You get me beyond that, and I'm pretty useless. I just appreciate.
Oh, you're not useless.
I appreciate what they look like, and I don't always appreciate what they sound like. I don't really care for the souped-up ones that people are trying to make as loud as possible.
Well, you can soup them up and still not have them
That's
that way.
That's true. You don't have to. It doesn't have to include. Oh, more bubbles. I love it. Here we go. Parks and Open Spaces of Hobbs. I tell you, talk about a hard-working group of folks who deserve a lot of recognition. Whoo, they do an awful lot, and this is the busiest time of the year from April, through September. That is, they're doing a lot of work, and so it's really nice. The splash pads, they've got a big splash event that's coming up. We have information on that, by the way, on hobbsamerica.com. Their big splash party is coming up. That's one of the signs that you just saw that they were promoting, and it's going to be a big event. So look for that coming up in August, and find out more at they have a Facebook page, Parks and the Parks and Open Spaces, the Hobbs Recreation Parks and Recreation, and Hobbs Parks and Open Spaces. You look for all of that, and you look for all of it at hobbsnm.org as well, and find out more about theirs. Then we had some organizations, businesses represented after that, and more political offices. And now we have Blanc Diagnostics for drug and DNA testing passing by as well.
Another lead for you, Mr. Forrester.
There you go. And we have, is this an ice cream truck?
It's an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're doing some business during this.
I don't know. I wondered if they were just being, if somebody was just
They got
borrowing.
trapped in the parade.
Yeah, exactly. I wondered if somebody was borrowing their vehicle for political purposes or something, but I think it's strictly commercial. And I guess it's one of the ice cream trucks that drives around the neighborhoods in Lovington here. And so you can see there how to get more about them and listen for that tune. And when you know,
an ice cream wouldn't be bad right now. Hey, come back. Wait.
When you hear that tune, you know you've got some kind of sweet treat running through your neighborhood. Maybe it's ice cream, maybe it's snow cones, maybe it's fruit pops, maybe it's a combination of those. But man, yeah, it's always refreshing. That's the sound of summertime if you're a kid to me.
Yeah.
Ice cream trucks, yeah, love that. Industrial Safety and Services, T-Mobile. Then we have, whoa, this is an interesting vehicle. Wow.
Elite Real Estate.
Right.
With the Cybertruck.
Ah, okay. I like that. Cybertruck. I'll go with that.
It's a
I have
Tesla.
no idea what it is. Is it Tesla? Okay. Like I say, I trust you to come up with that, because I don't know what things are a lot of times. Just some of the new ones. Yeah, we're trying to shade our equipment and our camera here.
We're kind of blowing off of our,
Uh-oh.
we're kind of loosening up here on
All
the,
right.
so I got to do a little repositioning here. We'll be all right, but
all right.
just got to get it tightened back down here.
So we'll take kind of a break and take this
There
while
we
he's
go.
doing that. I'll say thank you very much to our sponsors for Lee County Fair and Rodeo Parade coverage, as well as our Lee County Fair and Rodeo broadcasts. We say thank you to Lucky Family of Excellence, Chapel of Hope, Hungry Critters, Rent-A-Center, Pettigrew and Associates, Lee Law Firm, Carter's Thriftway, Got Safety, Wright's Amusement, DNC Electric, and Cowboy Corner Feed and Supply. All great organizations willing to step up and put their money where their mouth is, and not just say they support Lee County, but prove it. And we thank them very much. Without them, we wouldn't be able to have the video parade coverage for you here on Lee County News and Sports YouTube, hobbsamerica.com, and on
the Z94 Facebook page
that's right,
today.
Z94 KZOR
I'm still working
Facebook.
with our video provider. We used to could do it everywhere, but now we're limited to like one, and we're trying to figure that out.
Okay, so Z94 KZOR Facebook as well. Now we have, another big loud truck. Hey.
6S Services.
Yeah.
So
Well,
another
Lovington.
lead for you,
6S. Or is it 6 or
I believe that is
It
6.
is 6S, I
Yeah.
think. 6S.
Another lead for our intrepid sales staff.
Right. A nice trailer. Then we have
Looks like Cassis Companies. Yep.
Cassis Companies, very good. For their big dodgeball tournament that's coming up September 13th and 14th. So, wow, at the Space Jump, you can go to spacejumpusa.com. And I remember being there for their grand opening.
That's right.
The Cassis family hired us, and we were all there for their big Space Jump USA launch. And they continue to be active and involved and open and bringing you different things like that. That's very cool. ZiaCDL.com. Zia CDL. I tell you what, they do great stuff. We have been happy to have them on board with us for a number of things and reasons, just like the job fair. They were a member of our last job fair earlier this year and doing great stuff and continuing to grow.
Great easy way to get your CDL. They're
Exactly.
at Zia CDL.
And quick as well. It's pretty fast and easy, and so check them out. Western Commerce Bank, say thank you very much. They've been on board with us for a long time on the air, and we appreciate Western Commerce Bank with offices in Hobbs and I believe in Lovington as well.
I believe so, and also in Tatum.
In Tatum, there you go. Like it. Yes, and then we have Comanche Trucking, woohoo, and a big long
Got
trailer.
kids in the cab running the horn.
yeah. Oh.
When that happens,
Yep, you're going to get a lot of honking.
you're going to get a little,
Lot of
just a
honking.
little.
That's all right. All right, so one of the great trucking companies. Takes a lot of those companies to keep the oil fields running and to keep all the service industries and companies to the oil fields running and keep us going, keep our economy, keep people employed, keep our economy strong and our way of life going out here. Without truckers and not just commercial transport trucking, but for cargo and to get goods and services from place to place. Oh my goodness, where would we be? We'd have to rely just on trains and that would shut things down.
It certainly would.
I mean, we appreciate the train system, but it takes everything and everybody. And without all the truckers on the road, not only would you not have companies continuing to operate like oil and gas industry, energy industry, but we would run of everything that we use on a daily basis in pretty short order. All right, behind them
Was Eagle Towing and Recovery, then the Lee County Electric Cooperative.
right, Lee County Electric Co-op, again, been on board with us for a long time. They do a lot for the community, to give back to the community that serves them. They give scholarships, give those opportunities to young people in the area, and they provide great support and services in terms of our rural electricity. And then we have United Realty. Woohoo! We are very happy that United Realty, again, have been partnering with us on a number of things, just like they were exclusive sponsors for some of our station's coverage for July 4th. Again, this year, for many years, they've done that, and also on board with us. And
Of course,
so,
thanks to the Davises, Laura and
right.
Rodney.
That's right. And
now with offices in Carlsbad, too, I believe.
Excellent. So they're expanding and growing. They also have, other. They have companies that support the realty, such as O'Keefe Financial, and that are tied to that. So, yeah, thank you very much to United Realty. And I think I love the fact that they have their moving trucks here, right? Because they're not just about to, it's not, realty means buying, selling, and it means the homes. It means people moving into and out of, and that's great. TNT
Construction, yeah. I bet they've been busy lately with
boy.
all the hailstorms in Hobbs and Lovington.
Don't you know it? That's right.
And around, so.
Right. And before them,
Therapeutic Hands.
Therapeutic Hands. There you go. Another Lee County business. So TNT with and I guess this is their mascot, the rooster. Good looking one. In that truck.
They just stopped somewhere on the way up and grabbed it out of somebody's yard and thought, "Hey, that looked good in the parade."
Hey, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. They did. They might have done that. I don't think they did, but I'm sitting in the sun. We're both sitting in the sun. I think my brain is starting to cook.
Professional.
Of course, anybody who's listened to me in a while knows that. So
TNT professional grade. And they have somebody, a young person in a hat, looking very fair and rodeo-ish, getting a chance to wave and smile, and that's a good job for a person that age.
It is, yes.
To stand up the whole parade route and stand and wave. So, yeah. All right. Then we have some Hobbs Eagles. I say the Hobbs Eagle umbrella, so it's got to be something involved with the Hobbs schools. Or
it's actually, I believe it's an engineering company.
Okay.
Square Root Services.
Well, they probably have kids, I guess, who maybe attend Hobbs schools, because there's a big Hobbs Eagle umbrella up there. So could be somebody attending school, or maybe even involved in athletics or something. Wow. More sirens.
This
More
is probably
trucks.
our volunteer fire departments
All right.
from here in Lee County.
Boy, I tell you what, do we ever need those folks? I grew up, spent several years of my early childhood in Loving, New Mexico. Loving was a wide spot on the road it's a metropolis compared to today, compared to what it was when I grew up there. we did not have fire services in Lee County. It was a volunteer fire department. We would not have had it if it weren't for just people like my dad, including my dad, but a lot of others who stepped up and served on the volunteer fire department. They went through training, occasionally, and we had a fire, a complete, fully involved house fire right across the street from us one year when I was growing up there. And if it hadn't been for the volunteer fire department, there would have been, that house would have been completely lost, and there may have been a death out of that. The fire department came in, the volunteers knew there was a kid inside, and the fire had started in a closet with matches, and they went in and got that young man out safely. So I can't say enough about volunteer fire departments. Without them, we would not have the kind of coverage against especially our grass fires, wildfires. That's the most immediate threat on all of our county land, rural properties. Boy, I tell you what, they do a lot of work, and they help us out, and they are great help to the city, the municipal fire departments in each community as well. Hobbs and Lovington fire departments, I know, welcome the help, the participation of volunteer fire departments such as Knowles that help us with the northern part of Lee County. And I think Monument has a volunteer fire department, or at least used to. And,
I believe so, yeah.
And we have fire departments, of course, in Jal and Eunice, and this between the city departments, the county, and then the volunteer fire departments, we have full coverage, and boy, we're thankful for that. It takes equipment, takes trucks, but it also takes people, and that takes money, and our governments provide for that. And our folks step up, our volunteers who are not paid at all, to do the volunteer work. Wow, I'll tell you what, it's important, very important. So we have police service aid for Hobbs Police. Thank you very much to our law enforcement. We love our good officers, men and women who serve, and can't say enough thanks to those good officers, police, fire, of course, first responders of any kind. Thank you very much for doing the hard jobs, running toward danger instead of away from it. Policing is evolving, changing, growing, and continuing to get better. I think it's an ongoing issue. It's an ongoing concern and need, and people, because it involves people. And as people, we're not perfect, and some people and some employees are better than others. Some structures, government, rules, laws are better than others. And it's an area that we just continue to watch and to be involved in, to evolve and want to improve and get better. But the people who are in those jobs always face a tough job every day, every shift. You never know what kind of problems, issues, and danger you might be facing when you are in a first responder capacity. So thank you to those people who do those jobs.
Absolutely. Of course, in the fire department, I think Adam got lost. Adam Marinovich, now assistant chief.
That's right.
I can remember when he was our intern.
He was.
Yeah, but
I remember he was
the
a
assistant
high school
chief, yeah.
student and on the basketball team, a good basketball player.
I think he got lost. Somehow
Yeah.
he got behind the police and in front of the Monument Fire Department.
Right.
But
I remember when he and his brother were just riding. They were still in grade school and junior high. They were riding their bicycles around the neighborhoods, and his family moved into, my parents sold one of their houses, or their house they were living in at the time. The Renoviches bought it, and that's how I first got to know. And Adam and his brother Brandon were kids. They were just boys, very active boys, riding around, and but always good kids. They were always good kids. They grew up. Brandon is a policeman, and of course Adam, he rose through the ranks, and he was an arson, rose through the ranks he drove one of these big trucks, and as a firefighter, and then an arson investigator, and now assistant chief for Hobbs Fire Department. They're well represented here, and we really appreciate them. Of course, Chief DePorto, also neighbors. And I don't know how my parents have this, our family has this constant, we have this tie-in to the Hobbs Fire Department for years. They lived next door. I remember when Chief DePorto was a kid, and he was a next-door neighbor, and then became a Hobbs fireman and firefighter, and then rose to the ranks, now police chief. And our former chief, Manny Gomez is now our Hobbs City manager.
That is correct.
Yeah. Lovington Fire Department as well. Lovington with a big department and a lot of territory to cover, and they do important work as well. Very good job, thanks to Lovington Fire Department. Appreciate them. Of course, Lovington EMT, always on site for football games and, stand by for medical emergencies with our teams, and we appreciate that.
And I think that's it.
And then that's going to be it. Wow, okay.
Monument Fire Department gets the and Lovington Police get the last word, looks like.
Lovington Police, all right. So we start off with Lee County Sheriff's Office and went through, and now finishing it all up with Lovington Fire as the end of all of the volunteer and city fire departments and trucks and the personnel were representative, and then wrapping it all up, Lovington Police. We appreciate the job they do, of course, especially during fair and rodeo time. Man, all of the I will say we talked with Adam Marinovich last night and also with Under Sheriff Walker, and talking with everybody. It reminded us all of the law enforcement for Lee County, they had to work together, have meetings and training as security measures at the fairgrounds have stepped up, and as we bring bigger and bigger acts in for the entertainment, that presents more need for security, and they all have to work together. They have to communicate. They have to have meetings before and training and then during, and all hands on deck, and that means people are not getting vacations at this time of year. They're working to help us stay safe and to make sure that the Lee County Fair and Rodeo is a family-friendly, fun, safe event that you can count on, depend on to be entertaining and safe after this year and every year. Thank you very much to all law enforcement in Lee County for doing those jobs, stepping up, and for helping everybody, because this is what it's all about. Lee County Fair and Rodeo time and the parade. Wow, done. What time is it?
It is 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, so 1 hour. It was started just a few minutes after 10 o'clock, and now it's all done. Traffic is resuming and bring normal, so we'll wrap up and we'll say thank you very much one more time to all of our Lee County Fair and Rodeo Parade sponsors and to our Fair and Rodeo sponsors of all of our broadcasts for this weekend and this coming week. Cowboy Corner Feed and Supply, DNC Electric, Wright's Amusement, Got Safety, Carter's Thriftway, GVI Law Firm, Lico, Pettigrew and Associates, Rent-A-Center, Hungry Critters, Chapel of Hope, and Lucky Family of Excellence. Thank you very much to all of our sponsors, and thank you very much to all the participants, and especially Lovington Chamber of Commerce for organizing what was, I think it was a really good parade, and it made sense the way things were grouped and presented. I love that. I think there was a lot of thought and effort that went, in this year as always, but good job, Lovington Chamber of Commerce. And TJ Miracle, final thoughts and words on this today?
Well, just tune in to Kicks 103, KZOR, KPZA, Cool 95.7, Eagle 100.5 all week to get the latest Fair and Rodeo rundown. We will see you from the fairgrounds, Faith and Family Night on Wednesday night. That's when we'll have our booth open once again. Would encourage you to stop by and see us. Now our next video stream like this will be next Saturday morning from the fairgrounds and the Junior Livestock Show and the Sale of Champions. So we would encourage you to come out if you can, but if you can't, to watch and support those kids.
All right. Thank you very much to everyone involved in this, and thanks to our support. We did not have a remote today, but we always have Evie and Tiff and Abby at the station monitoring our video for us for the video itself and the audio levels, and letting us know and feedback on that. So we appreciate that as always. So we say thank you, and thanks to everyone involved in our Lee County Fair and Rodeo all together, our parade, of course, specifically today, and we're looking forward to the continuing coverage being brought to you on our different stations. I know Lee County News and Sports YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and Z94 KZOR Facebook today, but we will continue to have more coverage. Both will be live, of course, on our various stations coming up Wednesday through Saturday nights, and have the streams for those as well. Those will not be videoed, but we'll be back next Saturday morning from the Junior Livestock Sale and Auction on the fairgrounds. I'm Dawn Morgan. Thank you very much again to all of our sponsors, and thanks for watching and listening. This has been a service of No Walmart Broadcasting and No Walmart Digital. And we say enjoy the 89th Annual Lee County Fair and Rodeo in Lovington. Good day, everybody.